It's your boy Polka Dot, back again with another banging video. If you're mid, you need some help, and I'm here to serve that purpose. So guys, let's quickly guys, follow me with this. Let's just quickly take a deep breath. So in and out. So yesterday we dropped a quick gem, obviously J squared showing everyone his game. Today guys, back on our purpose, back on the drilling, back on information hunting. Today we're going to be reading or we're going to be watching the summarized version of the 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss or Timothy Ferriss. You guys will definitely gain a lot of knowledge from this, so stick around to the end. For those of you that feel like you're already accomplished, please just click away instantly right now. For the people that want to become something or to become successful, such as myself, then like I said, stick around. Gonna be popping some knowledge in your brains, yeah? Popping it off every day. Popping brain cells. Do you get? Now let's just get straight into this video.
The subtitle of the book is Escape 9 to 5, Live Anywhere, and Join the New Rich. A little, perhaps too good to be true, a little scammy, but is this possible? Absolutely. How do I know this? Because I have plenty of friends who do the exact same thing, and I could actually do this myself right now. Granted, I wouldn't be able to live in the United States. So is this possible? Absolutely. But are most people going to be able to do this? Absolutely not. But I feel like a lot of people take that and use it as an argument for why this book sucks, or why this book isn't good, or why this book is scammy. And it's like, look, can you become in charge of your response? So imagine you wake up and you spill coffee on your favorite shirt in the morning, and then you go down to your car and it doesn't start. Can you become in charge of the response and still be happy? Of course. Are most people going to be able to do that? No. But I don't sit here saying, well, that means that Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning sucks, and Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is a scam.
So guys, what he means by that is, and I always tell you guys, meditate. Meditation can help you to alleviate the way you respond to certain situations. So it's like, let's say someone, let's say someone was shouting at you, or let's say like a teacher was shouting at you, someone on the street was shouting at you, someone on the street was driving badly, or someone like hit you and you dropped all your shopping. How do you respond in that situation? Would you be like, oh no, it's alright, don't worry, I got this, it's fine? Or would you be like, get to the chopper? Like, how would you respond to certain situations? That's literally what he means. And by the end of this video, we should learn how to manage our time effectively, as well as obviously be able to proactively respond in a positive light to situations that can usually lead to negative emotions boiling, etc.
But with that said, there are certain things that you don't want to be naive about, and I actually do have plenty of experience with this, so I do want to clear some of those things up, so let's get into it. So imagine I come to you and I say, hey, I make $30,000 a year. Here's my friend John, he makes $150,000 a year. Who's richer? You'll say, well, of course John's richer. I mean, he's 5 times richer than you are. But is that true? Okay, let's look into that. What if I told you I work 10 hours a week and John works 80 hours a week? Ooh, what is it now? Turns out that John actually makes about $36 an hour and I make $58 an hour. It's starting to get interesting. Well, what if I tell you John lives in New York City and that's where his job is? He can't live anywhere else because then he won't be able to make that money. But me, I don't have to live anywhere. I can be anywhere around the world and still be making that money. Well, guess what? John's in New York now and he wants to take his girlfriend out to a fine dining place. He's going to pay $200. But in the country that I'm in, when I take my girlfriend out, that's only going to cost $20. Who's richer now? Well, in this case, I'm richer than John is. So I really want to emphasize.
So, okay, this is a great example he's using here. The guy on the right, I literally spoke about this in my other video. I think it was the psycho cybernetics one. But I literally spoke about this where you could literally be rich. Oh, yeah, I think it was that one. You could literally be rich, but if your expenditure is the same as how much you're earning every year, then you're basically the broke man. You're literally just living a broke life. I'm not saying you are broke, because you could be investing all your money into your health. You could be investing all your money into like assets to make you more rich long term. But if you're spending your money on, let's say, like just trying to improve how you live, like your car, trying to like buy a Ferrari, or like you're increasing where you eat at, or like let's say you stop cooking at home. Now all you do every single day, in the morning, afternoon, and at, can't even speak today, what's going on, in the morning, afternoon, and at night, you order food or you go to an expensive restaurant every single day. You could be that the person on the right, rich, but all that money is going into stupid things that are not bringing you benefit. However, the person on the left, he has less time spent at work. He earns more money per hour, of course, but per year he earns less money. But his environment, or the way he lives, is very cheap and frugal or minimalistic. So essentially, he's able to save more than the person that's richer.
Emphasize this point, so let me exaggerate it a little bit. If I told you, hey, come work for me in Breadville, and I'll pay you $5 million, you might say, yay, I'm gonna be making millions. But then you come to Breadville, and a single piece of bread costs $1 million, you're not really rich. So this is really the foundation of the book. Yes, in absolute income, John is 5 times richer than I am, but in relative income, I can be way richer than John is. So what's the basic idea? Well, you create a product and then you sell it. Basic entrepreneurship. The idea is that great things happen when you earn in dollars and spend in pesos or bahts. So
It's so easy to just say create a product and sell it. Like most people, we have the idea that, yeah, we just need to think of a great business idea. Most people don't. They have like such great ideas, but the only limiting thing in their life is the actions they take towards actually starting that business. I delayed YouTube for so long. I mean, I started when I was younger, but I wasn't consistent, and I also wasn't bringing as much value as I should have been. So I wasn't consistent, so I wasn't taking the actions to actually develop my YouTube channel when I was younger, and also I wasn't bringing value to the videos that I was posting. So it's literally, you've got to start. You've got to figure out something you want to start, see if it works out, and then if it's not working out, try to find a way for it to work out, or switch it up completely. That's literally what he means by create a product or service. I guess service can work as well.
instead of explaining some obscure example of a sketchy supplement that he sold, let me give you an example that you'll resonate with really easily. So you're watching this video right now. It's basically an animation video about a self-help book. Take the exact same concept. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Take this exact same concept, and if you want to know how, you can contact me and I'll be more than happy to help you. But take this concept and apply it to, let's say, philosophy. That's what you enjoy. You know a lot about philosophy. Take concepts and explain them in a fun and educational way. I can actually see that becoming a great success. Grow it a little bit, and then just through ad revenue, just through affiliate marketing, the resources that you're getting the information from, and maybe creating a little product, you can be there. I can actually see that as a great success. Now, here's how that's misleading, and the book does the exact same thing. I'm not lying, but I'm coming from my perspective. What I have to keep in mind is that the average person doesn't even know how it's possible to make money online. So when I'm coming to you and saying, hey, you could do that in a few months and I could totally see that becoming a great success, that's with the experience and knowledge that I have. So guess what? For a person who hasn't done that, it might be hard to make a product that's going to sell. Or a person who has no idea how stuff works on YouTube, it might take more than a few months to start a successful channel. So make sure you're not naive about that, but also realize that there's nothing that I have that you couldn't get to. You could do plenty of research, you could get plenty of experience. So yeah, it might not be in 6 months, but guess what? You start a channel, it takes a year and it's a complete disaster and you learn so much from it, and then it takes another year for you to build a successful channel. That's 2 years, even if it was 3 years. You know, what's the alternative? If this is what you want to do, the alternative is working for someone as a slave for 40 years.
That's wild. Would you rather invest 3 years of your life into a product that you see having a future and bringing you passive income for life and your generations to come? Or would you rather slave your life working for someone the whole of your life and your generations to come have nothing to see from your inheritance? Just think about what I just said. I'll put it in baby terms. Would you rather put your time and energy and money into something that will bring you more money for a long period of time? Or would you rather work for someone else the whole of your life, living check to check, and have nothing to show for it to your future or your kids, your offspring, etc.? Just think about what you want in life. I'm not saying don't work for a company, don't, but use that money, use that time and energy, that blood, sweat, use that to invest back into your product or service. I wish I knew this when I was younger. Most kids don't know this. Most kids, if they had the opportunity to utilize this, they'd be so far by now. Within, like, let's say if you started at 16, 5 years, 21, and let's say your YouTube or whatever's booming, you got several streams of income because you started investing into yourself and your business. You don't even need to work at that point. Yeah, it's great you have a degree, but even with a degree, you go get a job with that degree and you're replaceable by someone that has more experience. I'm I'm I agree 100%. If you need to get or if you need to go university to increase your chance or to better gain more knowledge or skills within a certain specific industry, like if you wanted to be a doctor, then by all means you're doing a great thing. Go get that degree, go apply for that job and be happy because they pay well for doctors. But even as a doctor, you don't want to work for the government, you don't want to work for someone else. Eventually you want to utilize all that money and put it into your business.
Now, here's the next big thing, and a really important part of the book. Things don't take as much time as we think they should. So I was actually part of a well-respected, successful, one of the best organizations in the world. And they would take people and literally have them somewhere for 8 hours and be wasting their time when if they had done that individually, they could have done it in a single hour. So two huge things that you want to keep in mind when you want to be effective. One's elimination, the other one's outsourcing. So here's how I could use
Wow, two amazing words. Let him land, let him land.
those two principles to turn working on my channel all day for 7 days a week into only 2 hours a week. Only 2 hours a week and basically the same results. A big part of the elimination process is the 80-20 principle, and I actually have a whole video about that. But the idea is very simple. I used to spend hours and hours every day becoming a part of every website and everywhere I could put my video on, and then I realized, dude, what are you doing? There's only one website that's sending you most of your traffic. So literally, I turned something that I did for hours and hours into something that I do in 5 minutes now, and I've kept the majority of the results. The second part is outsourcing. And the book talks about virtual assistants, basically people who'll do everything for you, schedule things for you, do your email, all of that. And people get really upset about that. Well,
I've literally spoke about outsourcing in the previous video. And you wanna elimination as well is very important. You wanna get rid of all that wasted time and use that to utilize to benefit your health or to learn, to get more education or to provide more resources for your service that you're providing to other people or product. Use that time to develop or design or plan through a better product so people can benefit from that.
Well, what about my safety? What about the security of my information? And it's like, look, first of all, what were you expecting? You're increasing your reward, so obviously your risk is going to increase. But even with that, you could do that really smart. But if you're not going to do that exact same thing, forget the details, think about the bigger picture, outsourcing. Focus on that. So in my case, the only reason I haven't outsourced the animation process for my videos is because I've actually enjoyed it. So when I create an animation, the audio recording takes about an hour, and then the animating takes about 10 hours. That's a lot of time. And look, I don't even have to go overseas to outsource that. I could outsource that to a kid here that goes to high school that has extra time, and I could pay him less than 5% of what the video is going to generate for me. And now each video only takes me an hour to make. So if I'm going to put out 2 videos a week, that would be 2 hours of recording and, a few minutes of marketing on just one website. That's it. But when I first started, I had no idea, and I would literally spend all day, every day doing those things, and I've kept all of those results, but now it's only going to take me about 2 hours a week when I start outsourcing. And get into the habit of outsourcing. Even if you don't need it, start doing it. Oftentimes, I'll meet a person, just a fully grown man, a 40-year-old man, and he'll brag about how he cut the grass all day yesterday and saved the money. And I'm sitting there thinking, so your entire day is worth $20? That's it? So get into the habit.
That's so true. So many people, including myself, waste so much time on things that we could just give to someone else to do, and it would save us so much more time. So many of us, there's so many money making ideas out there. There's just way too many. Like, literally, we, or should I say I, but yeah, we have no, like, literally no excuse. Like, at the end of the day, we are where we are right now because of the actions we've taken. So always remember that, always be mindful of that. This is one reason we should always uphold ourselves as kings and queens, because then eventually it shows and it becomes a habit. The more you treat yourself like a king, the more you treat yourself like a queen, the more you'll be represented, the more you'll be shown off as that. It becomes natural, especially even when you're tired, you still act like a king or a queen because you're used to always putting that into habit. Don't waste your time, guys. This essentially just try to outsource your work. I literally spoke about this in the last video. I'm so happy he's bringing that up again.
Of this, even if you don't need it, the experience coming from it will be invaluable. You'll learn when you outsource it to the wrong person, and well, they're not doing the job right, or they didn't get it done by the deadline. You'll learn so many things, but get into the habit of outsourcing things. So in conclusion, this is a great book. I mean, I know a lot about this topic, but I still learned so much, so I would definitely recommend reading it. But don't be naive about it, and I've addressed some of the things that can be a little bit misleading. But at the same time, don't take that as, well, I can't do it and someone else can. Is this possible? Absolutely. Are most people going to be able to do it? Absolutely not. Just like most people won't be able to become in control of their response to negative stimuli around them. Actually, that's probably harder for most people. But that's not a good enough reason to say why something doesn't have merit.
So in other words, guys, try to reduce the amount of time you spend working and use that time to use all that time that you could be saving. So instead of wasting like 10 whatever hours every single day working on projects, try to let someone else do all the hard work, and then you just do the most important part and you take the credit for it. It's all linked back again, once again, to the 48 laws of power. Let other people do the hard work and then you take the benefit for it. This is why I read all these books, so it can just be drilled into my mind. This is why I show you guys the summarized versions. for the people that won't read, because I know some of you guys aren't gonna read these books, but reading the book is good practice because reading is good for the mind. So you just gotta do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, guys. So try it. If you've taken anything from this video, try to reduce the amount of time you spend wasting on just hard, tireless work that just leaves you drained and less motivated, and you're missing out on sleep. You're not even focusing on your health anymore. You're not going to the gym. You're not drinking water. Instead, you're like indoctrinating your body with like freaking fizzy drinks, Lucozade, coffee with so much sugar and a lot of milk. Just guys, just stay focused. This is gonna be our year. This is gonna be our year, guys. Bring value to other people. I know I'm a bit serious today. I'm in a very serious mood. Yeah, we're all gonna win this year. You better take it before you don't get it. Yeah? Don't be the one that misses out and then you're like, oh, now you gotta go train for another 3 years again. While everyone else is successful, enjoying life, going Ibiza, taking breaks. You're out here trying to put in the hard work. Me, that is me. I'm speaking to myself. So, guys, it's been your boy Polka Dot. We out.